Hey, boys and girls, this book is called Asia by A.R. Schaefer. Asia. This is the table of contents. The table of contents is an important feature of nonfiction text. It tells you what chapters are in the book and what pages those chapters can be found on, what they start on. Continents of the world. Asia. Asia is the biggest landmass in the world. It stretches across more than 17 million square miles, with 3/5 of the world's people. Asia also has the largest population of any continent. Bicyclists zip through crowded streets. Farmers grow rice in the country. Nomads cross the dusty desert. Siberians hike on snow-covered mountains across this giant continent. Asia's people are as varied as the land. And this is a map of the world, and it's showing you where Asia is. And this is a caption that says, Asia connects to Europe and Africa. This continent takes up almost 1/3 of the Earth's land. Climate. Climate across Asia ranges from the cold, icy north to the hot, rainy south. Northern areas are covered with snow year-round. Moving south, Asia has 4 distinct seasons. Central Asia includes cold mountain climates and hot desert climates. Desert also cover large areas of southwestern Asia. Unlike the dry Southwest, Southeast Asia has long periods of wet weather. Strong seasonal winds, called monsoons, bring heavy rainfall to Asia's rainforests. So you can see there's snow in Asia, there's a desert in Asia, and there's a beautiful rainforest in Asia. Rainforests, snow-covered mountains, and sandy deserts cover Asia's land. Landforms of Asia. So this looks like it's a map of Asia. And this is the legend. A legend is an important part of a map because it explains what the map is telling you. So when you see this little white and tan area, that means it's mountains. So there's the Himalayan mountains. There's mountains there. There's mountains there. River. So the blue lines are rivers. In Asia, people can climb to the world's highest point and swim in the lowest. Parts of the Himalayas, Mount Everest, is the world's tallest mountain. It is 29,028 feet tall. West of the Himalayas, people swim in the salty Dead Sea. It drops 1,312 feet below sea level. Asians depend on the continent's rivers and lakes. The Chang and Ganges River are used to water crops. The world's largest lake, the Caspian Sea, provides fish and oil. Plants. Thousands of different plants grow in Asia's many climates. Besides moss, few plants grow in Asia's cold north. In warmer areas to the south, forests of fir and pine grow. Colorful wildflowers and tall grasses cover Central Asia's dry land. Plants that are grown in the warm, wet climate of South and East Asia are sold worldwide. Much of the world's tea, rubber, and bamboo grow there. Farmers also grow rice, wheat, and cotton in these areas. Evergreen forests, colorful wildflowers, and rice fields grow in Asia's varied climates. Animals. Thick fur keeps Arctic foxes and reindeer warm in cold northern Asia. Farther south, snow leopards move quietly across the mountains to catch sheep and goats. Asia's hot southern rainforests are full of animals. Playful red orangutans swing from tall trees. On the ground below, Asian elephants munch on plants. Today, Asia is the only place where certain kinds of endangered animals live in the wild. Pandas and tigers make their homes in Asia, Asia's shrinking wilderness. So endangered animals including orangutans, snow leopards, and giant pandas live in Asia. So that's a snow leopard. panda, and an orangutan. Countries of Asia. Wow, there's a lot of countries. About 3.9 billion people live in Asia's 49 countries. Russia is the largest in size. Russia is so big that parts of it is in Europe. Wow. So here's part of Russia in Europe. That country is in actually 2 continents. China and India have large populations. More than 1 billion people live in each country. But China is the world's most populated country with 1.2 billion people. Asia also has some of the world's biggest cities. Mumbai, India, is home to more than 12 million people. About 34 million people live in and around Tokyo, Japan. So this is the population density of Asia. It's a little graph right here that shows you what the colors on the map mean. So like less than 2 people per square mile, less than 2. So in these very light areas, there's hardly anybody there. But in these dark areas down here, that's where most of the people live. And you can see right here in India and over here, in China, there is a lot of people that live there. Hundreds of religions and languages can be found in Asia. Of Asia's many religions, Hinduism has the largest number of followers. Many Asians also practice Islam or Buddhism. Of Asia's languages, Chinese has the most speakers, with more than 1 billion. Millions of Asians speak Japanese and Korean. Many Asians also speak Russian or Arabic. Outside of Asian cities, children attend school in simple wooden buildings. This looks like some kids at school. Living in Asia. In Asia, city life is different from country life. In large crowded cities, many people live in apartment buildings. They have many choices of food and clothing, and most people wear modern clothes. Outside of Asia's cities, people live in small wood or mud homes. Country life leaves people with few food or clothing choices. Most people eat rice and vegetables that they grow. People often make their own clothing, including traditional outfits. In Gujarat, India, people live in baked earth homes. In Tokyo, Japan, people live in modern apartments. Asia and the world. Asia is called the cradle of civilization. Asians were the first to farm, make laws, and create cities. The first paper and writing system also began in Asia. Asian culture, especially its religions, has also influenced the world. All of the world's main religions, including Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, and Islam, began on this continent. There's no doubt that this continent has made a huge impact in the world. A holy site to Jews, the Western Wall, and a holy site to Muslims, Dome of the Rock, are in Jerusalem, Israel. This is the glossary. The glossary is important words that have been mentioned in the book. And if you don't know the definition of a word, you can go to the glossary and you can find the word and then read what the word means. This is an important feature of a nonfiction text. This is for if you want to read more or go on the web to learn more about Asia. You can look at these books or go on these websites. And this is the index. And the index is another important feature of nonfiction text. It's usually in the back of the book, and it tells you important words that are mentioned in the book and what pages they can be found on. So this can be very helpful when you're reading a nonfiction book. This book is called Asia. I hope you loved it.